This is a car alternator. Today, my idea is to use a stationary bike to drive it, which will help me achieve two goals. First, I'm overweight, so I need to exercise more after many hours in front of the computer. Second, I want to generate electricity from the energy I burn. I think that's a type of clean energy that should be utilized, right? So how many watts of electricity can I actually generate? And is it enough to fully charge a smartphone or even a laptop? Let's find out with me in this video. First, we need a foundation. Here, I'm using a 30 by 10 centimeters pine wood block placed on the right side, where I found a suitable spot to attach an extra drive pulley. With a 20 cm diameter for the new pulley and 7 cm for the alternator, we have a gear ratio of approximately 2.86. Please keep this number in mind, as it is the basis for evaluating power generation efficiency. Now we need a bracket. I designed a model that fits perfectly with the alternator I currently have. If anyone has the same type, you can download the 3D file and print it out, making sure to use 100% infill. Otherwise, just a few pieces of wood are enough to mount the alternator securely. This is why I didn't use the original pulley, but had to add a new one, because their cross-sectional structures are different. More specifically, I wanted to keep the flywheel to make the alternator spin more smoothly. The mechanical system is working very well. Now, let's move on to the electrical side. An alternator requires a battery to provide the initial excitation or power for its electromagnets to start generating electricity. So I have prepared one for it. I plan to place the battery right in front of the flywheel, and that's why I am attaching the bracket here. And a voltage capacity meter for the battery is also mounted next to it. Now that all the wires are connected, let's take a look before I show you my wiring diagram and explain the function of each part. Basically, I will use two DC to DC chargers to simultaneously charge two devices with power taken directly from the alternator. Okay, you can pause here to observe the details yourself. First, I connect the alternator directly to the battery using two red and black wires. Also, from the alternator, I use two small wires connected to the voltmeter for the purpose of monitoring the voltage. Next to the battery is the voltage capacity meter, as you saw earlier in the video. The battery connects directly to the control box, where there are two switches. The first switch allows power to pass through the watt meter and then exit via 2 parallel connected DC quick charge adapters. I can monitor the voltage and current using this watt meter. The second switch connects the red wire coming from the battery, which is the positive wire, to the charge indicator light and the IG terminal of the alternator. If you find my explanation confusing, please pause the video and observe carefully. The project can be considered complete. The entire system has been moved to the ground. The control box is fitted perfectly on the handlebar, and everything is ready for the first test run. The charge indicator light was on, and the watt meter was also turned on. I started cycling, but no matter how hard I tried to pedal, in theory, the light should have turned off and the voltage should have increased to about 14.4 volts, but none of that happened. In fact, it even dropped to 11.3, then 11.2, and eventually everything shut down below 10 volts because the BMS circuit in my lithium battery performed its protection function when the voltage was below the permissible threshold. I plunged into the work of testing each component, from the rotor and rectifier to the regulator, to see where the problem actually lay on. I even bought a new regulator, because when following the instructions from a video, the results showed that the old one was broken. But with the new one, the results were not much different. Although the light turned off, the voltage still dropped. I was almost at a dead end. I nearly ordered a third regulator, until I suddenly realized something. The rotational speed seemed insufficient. So, I decided to perform a decisive test.
so it's heavy right now and I need another hand. Rồi. After 5 minutes.
Although I can generate electricity, it seems like this rubber part cannot withstand the excessive friction. It quickly melts, and I don't think it will last much longer. Clearly, I need to replace it with a gear drive system. Anyway, I can summarize this project as follows. First, regarding the alternator, I should replace it with a generator with a power output of about 100 watts, which I think would be more suitable. Second, the current drive system needs to be replaced with gears, and I am considering an accelerating gearbox. In addition, I will expand the battery storage capacity to 100 ampere hours. Yes, what do you all think about this project? Remember to leave a comment. See you in the next videos after I improve this thing.